Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick video on the roti recipe. I felt like the roti recipe needed its own attention versus just throwing the recipe in the comment box and pinning it for everyone to see. So for the roti recipe, you're going to need 3.5 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil or olive oil, half a tablespoon of sugar, and this next part is optional. If you really want soft and fluffy roti, you can add 2 tablespoons of grated cold butter, unsalted, of course. Extra dusting flour as needed, ghee or melted butter as needed. 1.25 teaspoon of baking powder, and you're going to need about 2.25 cups of water. Add all your ingredients to a bowl and gradually work the water into the flour mixture. Once you get to the dough stage of your roti, you want your dough to be somewhat shaggy, but not too shaggy. And by shaggy, I mean it is slightly sticking to your fingers and to your hand. If it's really wet and it's sticking, you need to add a little bit more flour and work it in till you get to that stage. Once you get to that stage, you want to knead your dough for about 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes, roll your dough into one solid piece. Once it's in one solid piece, you want to cut your dough into 8 pieces, like a pizza pie. Take each individual pieces and flatten the pieces. Then fold those individual pieces into itself, just like I did in the video. Once they're folded into themselves, it should look like a small ball. Put the ball into your hand, onto your countertop or your workspace. Create a bear claw over the ball dough itself and slightly work it into a round motion until the ball is in a perfectly round shape. Add the olive oil onto the tray and just work the olive oil on your tray. At this point, your fingers and your hands are oily. So you want to take the individual pieces of the roti dough, rub them in your hands, and place them on your tray. Once all your roti dough is on your tray, cover the dough with a clean kitchen towel, and then you can plastic wrap it and let it rest for about 45 minutes. Cover it to prevent your roti dough from drying out. Okay, let's pretend this is my roti dough. So you want to take the roti dough and work it around just like this. But you want to work inwards and outwards. That way your roti dough is in a perfectly flat shape. You take that flat shape, slit it in the middle, but not separating it. And you're going to brush the roti with ghee or melted butter. And you're going to take the cut part of the dough and gradually work your way around it until you meet the other cut part of the dough. So at that moment, you should have a cone-shaped dough. You're going to take that cone-shaped dough and the bottom part of it, which is the thickest part, you're going to push that part in. Once you've done all that with your dough, you can either brush the cone-shape dough with melted butter or ghee if you choose to. After that, you're going to take your thumb, cone-shaped dough, thumb, and you're going to push the point in. So now you're going to be left with a dough that's in the shape of a spear. Put all your dough back onto the tray, cover, plastic wrap, and rest for another 45 minutes. After the 45 minutes, you're going to take your dough, you're going to flatten it in the palm of your hands. Work it from the inside out and then from the outside in. When you're rolling the dough, you want to turn. Roll, turn, roll, turn. Each time you do that, you're creating that round shape that roti is. If you feel the dough is sticking onto your rolling pin, you want to dust it with a little bit of your dusting flour. Then you want to flip the roti, roll, turn, roll, turn, roll, turn. You want to do that until each piece of your roti dough is thin. If you put your hand under the dough, you shouldn't be able to see your fingers at all. If your dough is see-through, then you've rolled it way too far and you would have to start over because your roti would be no good. Because at that point, to get it back into the circle and all that stuff, the gluten is going to be way too overworked and you're going to get a very hard roti. On medium-low heat, you want to heat your roti pan or your fry pan. And then you're going to brush the pan with a little bit of butter or ghee. And you're also going to brush your roti with a little bit of butter or ghee. Once your pan is hot, but not smoking to the point where it's going to burn. You want to gently lay your roti onto the pan. Once your roti hit the pan and it starts to develop a little bit of bubble, flip it. Each time you flip your roti, you want to brush it with ghee or melted butter. I don't have the clappers for the roti, so I use the handles of my kitchen tools. So each time you flip the roti, you want to gently kind of clap it together. You flip, clap, flip, clap, flip, clap. Once you get the roti to that desired roti color that roti is, to get the desired color that I had on my roti, it took me about 2 flips on both sides. Pinch it in the middle so the roti's folded in half. Once it's in half, fold it in half again. Now you're creating that triangular shape like I have in the video. Each roti you take off of the pan, you want to put it on a plate or in a basin or something with a clean kitchen towel. As you lay each roti in it, you cover it. Lay roti, cover it. Lay roti, cover it. That way it keeps the roti warm while you're preparing your meat dish. And that's pretty much it. I really hope this helped a lot of you guys. I hope I explained it well enough for everyone to understand it. So, I mean, when I first started doing roti, it was very difficult for me, but I practiced a lot. And after that, it just busted just like that. So, you know, like, I enjoy making it on certain days for certain foods and stuff like that. When I did this, I made it with curry conch and it was delicious. Okay, so I really hope this helped a lot of you guys. And if you have any questions, just shoot it at me and let me know. Bye.